music, I would have been another statistic from Illinois, as opposed to, my dad was one said, get your butt into that music room and practice, and that'll keep you off the streets running around with those other kids that aren't in the music room practicing.
Dorothy Scott made me do The Night Before Christmas. I couldn't do it. But she was like the best teacher that could have ever been for me. Because, you can't tell what your life is about. There's a journey that God already has prepared for you. You just don't know what it is. And every step, He's preparing you. He's preparing you. And even though you're trying to reject it, He's still preparing you.
I agree. Yep. But on Fantasia for a minute, I have to say that I am having the time of my life working with you. And it is because of what Felicia just said. You are so present and so there, and it is the best gift that another actor can ask for.
And we've been with many singers.
Yes, and all wonderful.
Yeah.
But
in their own.
Yes, but it's such a gift just to be able to be in a moment and be in it so honestly with another actor that when we get it, we're just like.
I must say that it's because of you ladies. You teach me. I wasn't able to have any acting classes. I did work with Gary Griffin, but when I get on the stage, she's not Angela anymore. She's Shug, and she's not Miss Felicia. She's Sophia. And I see that, so I'm like, okay, well, shoot, we're together. So it helps me out a lot, and I'm honored to be working with you.
Somebody helped me, and somebody helped you. And as long as people, it's like mothers. You want to tell your children a lot of things. Some things they're going to learn on their own. Some things they don't have to learn on their own, But you try, I love theater. I love this profession. But I feel like Michael Jackson, if you got 2,500 people out there, and they done paid $75 for a ticket, I want you to get the best journey you could possibly get. Because if I was paying $75, I would want the best journey. I owe that to you. So that's why, you try to, everybody that's on that stage, they're in a different position in the journey. So nobody should be trying to feel like somebody's going to take something away from somebody else. Everybody has a story to tell within the story. And everybody wants to make sure at the end of the night, you get it. And you get what you came for.
And you should see the backstories. Oh, if you could be, we have a whole nother thing going on backstage that is still Celie and Shug, but it's the funniest stuff. I always say, we need to write this. Because we exit stage and this one is, after she pulls the knife, this one is saying, well, how we gonna get there, Shug? and we're changing clothes.
I got to stab Miss on stage, so when I walk off, she said, you should have got him. I tell her I'm killing them all.
It's the best stuff, and it's so much fun. That's why when I say having the time of my life, because you work with other actors who've been doing this forever, and they leave the stage and like, okay, that's my go. It's like, no, it's fun. Keep going,
It's hard. People don't understand that it's hard work and it's discipline. So you can't think that you're gonna come in here and glide by. It's not gonna happen.
No.
You got to discipline yourself. Like y'all can go to parties on Saturday night. We got to go and shut up because there's 2 more shows on Sunday.
So do you think that there's an added bonus, but also toughness to portraying these characters, because I knew the book, and it was tough for me to like the movie as much. I think the movie is great for people who love the movie, but the musical really spoke to me the way that the book did. Yeah, and the movie didn't. So was there some sense, you come in knowing these characters, do you think that's tougher? Because you're going to have some people that are, not like the book to me. Was that something that you thought of?
I follow direction. That way I'll never go wrong. If you don't like it, it ain't my fault. I'm doing what I was told.
I told her later that I just worked.
at the show and tell you that they read the book or they saw the movie and make comparisons?
No, the only thing you can do as an actor is portray the character as honestly and as truthfully the way you see it as you can. It's not about trying to replicate the movie or any of that. It's trying to be as honest, because when you try to copy something, it's never going to turn out right. It's really about trying to read the book, look at the text, look at the time period, do your research, and give it the most honest and truthful performance that you can give it. If people get it, great. If they don't, you can say that I did the most honest and truthful performance that I could do. And that's all basically that you can do.
And what I think that I'm getting from hearing you also is it's such an ensemble-driven show, and that's what theater is about. And a movie is a director's vehicle. It's his vision.
Exactly.
And you better fit into his vision. Exactly. But I'm sure with Mr. Griffin as the director, he took this ensemble, and from the very beginning, I'd love to talk about that too, and said, with all these elements, I can just make this show. As opposed to Mr. Spielberg was like, okay, this is where I'm going with this, and you better get on this train. Where all of a sudden, if you're doing something different, Felicia will go, oh, do this, and oh, you do, and you do this.
Yeah.
Where I find in movies, it has to go along this way because there's 9 million.
I think the biggest question we get though is, why did y'all sing God is trying to tell you something? You know, there's songs from the movie that people miss, but by the end of the night, they're like, okay, the music was pretty good. We're gonna leave it alone.
Can we talk about since you all came to the shows at different times? I think Felicia, you started the show right in Atlanta, or was it
Workshops?
Okay. Can you talk about how? Because I think a lot of people are always interested in how you auditioned, how you did the workshops, and then when it went to Broadway, how things changed. That whole rehearsal audition from the very beginning, because it's been going on for it was over 900 shows on Broadway, right? So it's been going for a while. How was the start of it, an audition? And
Well, I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna let Angela take this over.
okay.
But I came pretty much with the director.
Okay.
The director's from Chicago, I'm from Chicago. You know, for once in my life, I was giving favoritism.
I just got to talk about Miss Felicia because I was in Chicago for 3 years and had seen so many things and never had met her, and I wanted to meet everyone else, but I felt like I knew her, and it was such an honor to see you in person because she just also, everyone loves Felicia. So that her reputation so preceded her, so for me to be on stage with you, it's just such an honor because what she gives out, it's so neat to be part of. But anyway.
I feel blessed to be able to do something. I mean, you know, I started off working at a typewriter, and God delivered me from that. You know, so, because I ain't meant to do office work. I can do it now. Don't get me wrong. They hated to see me go, but that's not the gift that I had to be able to, you know, it's a ministry to be able to be in theater, because you touch so many people, and when you get a good piece like this that can go all around the country. You know, I started off just doing the Broadway thing, and then I found out we were going to Chicago for 6 months. I said, shit, I'm staying home for 6 months. And then I couldn't stop. So, but we started off with the workshops in Chicago.
Okay.
And Gary Griffin, I worked with him for maybe 14 years before we got on this project. And so I didn't have the same process of coming in. So I'm going to let Angela tell you that process about coming in, because she's probably been just called out on a whole bunch of other shows, but not this particular one, so she can give you more clarity on how the audition process went.
Okay.
Well, the audition process, well, I was excited about it because I knew she was doing it. And
we
had worked together before, but you know, they call you, your agent calls you in for an initial call. You go in and do your 2 songs.
And who's sitting there?
And Gary, the director. At first, it's just the casting director. So it's no one but the casting director. They're pre-screening to see if you're someone that they want to come back for the director. So you sing your 2 songs and you read a scene, and then there's a callback. And that's when you come back and do it for the director.
And did they give you a song from the show then?
At that point, you get a song from the show. Mine was Push the Button. And so you do push the button and you read your scene, and Gary may give you a direction, and you take the direction, and that's it. And then you get another call back, and you're like,